This podcast is sponsored by Ripple Effects, Transforming Tiny Traumas by PJ Victor. Discover the power of healing small wounds. Purchase now at pjvictorwriter.com.
Effective therapies for pandemic-related stress, coping strategies, and emotional strength. Learn about therapies and coping strategies that boost emotional strength and psychological resilience to manage pandemic-related stress effectively. Finding balance, therapies for pandemic-related stress. The whole pandemic situation really shook up how we think about stress and mental health. Suddenly, we were all walking around with this invisible weight on our shoulders, uncertainty about health, changes in routine, social isolation, you name it. If you've been feeling out of sorts lately or just trying to stay steady, you're definitely not alone. I want to share some insights on therapies that have helped people cope with pandemic-related stress, bringing a bit of emotional strength and mental fortitude back into their lives. First off, let's acknowledge that stress during a pandemic isn't just your run-of-the-mill stress. It impacts our psychological resilience, the way our minds bounce back after really challenging experiences. So when we talk about stress management now, it's not just putting on a happy face or getting over it. It's about building up real tools to handle the emotional ups and downs. Therapy options that have gained attention. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. This one's a classic. CBT helps you recognize and shift negative thinking patterns that fuel anxiety and depression. During the pandemic, many therapists adapted CBT to telehealth formats, which made it easier to access. The key here is it gives you coping strategies that you can actually practice in your everyday life. Mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR. Mindfulness has really boomed lately. MBSR involves meditation, deep breathing, and awareness exercises. It teaches you how to stay present instead of getting lost in what-if scenarios, which our minds love to do when faced with uncertainty. Acceptance and commitment. Therapy, ACT. This one's a bit different. Instead of fighting your stress or trying to push it away, ACT encourages you to accept what you can't control and commit to living a meaningful life despite the uncertainty. It builds a type of emotional intelligence that helps you respond to stress with more flexibility. Group therapy and peer support. Isolation was huge during lockdowns, so group sessions, even online, became a space where people share and normalize their feelings. There's a powerful ripple effect when people feel supported. Knowing others are experiencing similar struggles boosts psychological resilience, and that emotional strength can ripple out beyond therapy sessions. The beauty of all these therapies is that they're not one size fits all. Some people find a mix of approaches works best. And honestly, even simple daily practices like journaling or a quick walk outside can supplement formal therapy, helping to build your mental fortitude over time. Speaking of ripple effects, there's an excellent book I want to recommend called Ripple Effects: Transforming Tiny Traumas. It's a great resource that dives into how small emotional wounds, like the ones many of us experienced during the pandemic, can shape our overall well-being. Learning how to transform those tiny traumas can really up your emotional strength and psychological resilience. If you want practical insights and compassionate guidance on handling the emotional side of stress, purchase the book now. It's the kind of resource that sticks with you and helps you develop coping strategies that last. Remember, managing stress is a process, not a quick fix. Building emotional intelligence and psychological resilience means giving yourself permission to feel what you feel, reaching out for help when you need it, and developing habits that reinforce your well-being day by day. So, If you or someone you know is still feeling the ripple effects of this pandemic, exploring these therapies could be a solid step toward reclaiming a sense of balance and calm. Take care of yourself and keep those coping strategies close.